All right, hey everybody, welcome to back to my channel. So I was gonna make a shipping video today, uh, but I mean I still will, just not today because over the last 2 days, since Wednesday now into today, we have gotten some drops from ZZZ official accounts about the two new characters that are coming up for 1.7. I mean they haven't said it's 1.7, but I mean this is just their way of doing things. They always do the drip marketing for the new characters. uh, Before, or at least the last two or three patches, it's been after, like a couple days after the launch of the latest patch. So, by all accounts, or by all patterns, we expected these drops to happen like a week from today, a couple days after 1.6 released, because that's what they've done the last two or three patches, right? Not so this case, which yeah, there are different opinions on whether that's better or worse. Well, I think most people are saying, well, some if there's a non-neutral opinion, I've heard people say it's better. Uh, I I don't know yet. I'm still new enough to gotcha that I don't know what it means to advertise these characters earlier than the patch. I guess that gives people more time to decide what they're going to do with their poly, and not be hooked on the drip marketing and like the FOMO, right? Um, but that's not something I can directly relate to. But that's what we're saying. But that's not important. There's just some of the conversation going around of it. What I want to get into is I just want to take a look at these characters because already with the announcement of one of these characters, the polling plans video I did just like a week ago, it's already up. It's already up in the air now. It's already changed, and I'll probably get into that a little bit later here. But let's go ahead and watch this together. Uh, I mean, I've seen it before, but let's watch it together again.
People often mask their true intentions. Sometimes, what you can't see is the real truth.
I didn't want. I'm trying to find the right time to pause it.
Mask their true
I can't really tell. Or I guess I can tell right here, right?
What you can't see is the real truth.
But here we go, Vivian. We got Vivian.
People
No, I
often
wanted to
mask
pause.
their true intention.
Come on, technology, work with me here. Okay, here we go. So yeah, we got Vivian, and you heard her voice. Got some music. We'll talk about the voice in a little bit. But this is Vivian. She was shown off Wednesday, I believe, was the earliest we saw marketing for this, and then then we'll get to the second character later. But no, I don't want your music Zenless Zone Zero, at least not here. But yeah, do not close the window, for the birds will bring love and carry away death. A quote from Vivian herself. Robbers, thieves, call us what you want, for we do not bother with the opinions of worthless trash. My parasol shall be shared with Lord Phaethon. I wish Lord Phaethon's gaze would linger only on me. So, I forget if information about this aspect of her character was out before or was just confirmed with this release, but it seems Vivian here is a Phaethon fangirl. And obviously she doesn't know who Phaethon is. She's assuming it's one person, obviously no, it's two. But it seems like she has a particular interest in Phaethon, the legendary Phaethon, but not necessarily our two actual characters, Wise and Bell, just yet, right? But I mean, of course they're going to meet because this is how these stories work. Yeah, she's got a. I didn't hear. I know we've been talking about rumors that she's a vampire. She's definitely got the pointy ears, and she's got like these dark red eyes. She's definitely got like a gothic Lolita thing going on. So it seems like she's gonna be a vampire, just like Hugo is rumored to be a vampire. But yeah, she's definitely pulling off that look. And again, this is the character people were saying, oh, she looks too much like an NPC, which I mean, I didn't get that, but I mean, here we are, and I'm hoping this is going to change people's opinions. But off the bat, before we get anything else, here's what I cared about here. She's Ether Anomaly, which is what we had hoped for when we talked about polling. The new disc kind of gave it away, but here's the confirmation: she's going to be an anomaly ether, or the first ether anomaly character, limited poll. Well, actually, the first ether anomaly character, period, right? And that's exactly what I wanted because I'm an anomaly guy. So that alone has already changed things up. But let's keep talking about the character before I get into that. But yeah, their faction's Mockingbird. That's the faction she's in, and I'm sure that's what Hugo's is going to be. We got some choice quotes here. One from Hugo. This escape tool was made by Vivian. Intricate, isn't it? I taught her how to make it. Don't know what escape tool they're talking about. The parasol? Maybe that's what we're talking about. Maybe it's part of her moveset. I guess we'll see in a little bit. Oh, and she's helping out our shopkeep. Vivian introduced me to several of my jobs. She can work up to 5 jobs in a day, and I really look up to her. I don't know what that's supposed to mean for a character that she works multiple jobs, especially because she's got like this like high class look about her, right? So interested to see how that ties into her character. Lately, those crazy Fathom fans haven't been posting love messages all over the internet, and it's starting to seem unusual. So I guess is that there's more of that connection that this is a fangirl of Fathom, the whatever reputation has been cooked up on the internet, right? And we even got a security booth saying no matter what she picks up, she'll turn it into the precinct, even something as small as a stray balloon. So funny how she has a habit of returning lost items when she's also part of like this thieving group, this Phantom Thieves group. So again, another fun character aspect I guess we're going to get into. But yeah, the important thing is that she's ether anomaly, and that's what I was looking for. And I assumed that when I did my polling video, I was going off of that for sure. But now that it's official, now I'm on the fence again when it comes to Zhu Yin. Like I thought I was gonna be for sure gonna pull at least one copy of Zhu Yin, just for the sake of having her on the team and the roster and RP stuff, the character interactions, everything like that, right? A little bit of waifu or over meta kind of thing, right? But given how again, now that we for sure know she's ether anomaly, I'm pulling for her. We're almost guaranteed to get Caesar based on some of the rumors. That's another one that I'm ready to pull for. Jane might also come. Well, see, now Jane would be a weird choice, since that'd be 2 anomaly characters up against each other, and I don't know if they want to do that. So that could change my mind, because if I have more time to bring in Polychrome, maybe I can go ahead and pull Zhu Yin, but we won't know that until about when Zhu Yin's up for grabs, right? When they do the 1.7 special program. But for now, I'll assume Jane's in it, even though that's kind of iffy at this point. And that's a lot of Polychrome I need, and I'm not going to have it. And again, I'm only willing. I don't know what I'm willing to throw out for, out of pocket, but I don't think it'll be enough to cover these 3 separate characters in 1.7, including the fact that I'm pulling for Bernice in 1.6, right? So already my poly is spent. So now that I know it's a guaranteed ether character, ether anomaly, which is again, I'm the ether guy. I'm the anomaly guy. I don't know if I can pull for Zhu Yin. It would be a detriment to the other characters that I work within my framework of gameplay, which is all the anomaly characters. So, because if I pull for Zhu Yin, I'm already gonna have another DPS in Vivian a patch later, and having Bernice, having Caesar, having Jane are all gonna work with Vivian, not so much Zhu Yin, because double DPS just doesn't seem to be a good combo, a worthwhile combo, a helpful combo in most cases. It'd be nice to have 2 ether DPSs, but and for sure, I'm sure at some point, I wouldn't be surprised if Deadly Assault pulls out two bosses that are ether weak, and then we're really going to be in trouble. But even then I can't do it. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to skip Zhu Yin after all and wait for the next rerun, maybe. Yeah, as if something else won't pop up, right? But I don't know. So yeah, that means there'll be more poly going around for her, because I'm definitely going to get her, and I'm definitely going to get her engine, because I go all in on anomaly characters these days. And if I'm even luckier, hopefully Jane isn't going to be in 1.7, just because, again, that gives me time to save up. And if I have more time to save up, maybe I'll even get multiple copies of Vivian, because again, she's going to be an important character for my playstyle. But we'll see about that. Another fun thing we'll talk about real quick before we talk about the next character is let's listen to this again to set me up here.
People often mask their true intentions. Sometimes, what you can't see is the real truth.
Now, that voice is way softer than what we got in the trailer.
If the world's destined to be destroyed, if the ending could be rewritten.
Now, that was the voice that I thought was Vivian's, and it seems like is that just coincidence, or is the mouth actually the mouth movement matching up with her?
If the world's destined to be destroyed, if the ending could be rewritten.
Yeah. It seems like that's her voice in the trailer. So what happened between that and this?
People often mask their true intentions.
That is a way different.
What you can't see is the real truth.
That is way different voice. Not necessarily different voice actor. The example that comes to mind is in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Red 13's character, same voice actor, had totally two different voices once. The spoiler for Rebirth. Sorry about that. There's a character change that happens, a somewhat change in that character. I mean, the game's been out forever, so everyone should know it. Who cares? For those who care, they should already know what it is. But I digress. But the point is that either voice acting is not familiar to me. I can't pick up who that voice actor is, or if I've heard them before, right? So it's not someone I can go look up and confirm that that said person is voicing this character. But whether or not it's a different voice actor or not, between these two, again, they're super different.
Destroyed. If the ending could be rewritten.
That's super different. So either a voice actor's really showing the range, or something changed, or there's some sort of subterfuge going on. One's the real, one's not. Maybe that voice line has nothing to do with Vivian. Maybe this is not Vivian talking after all.
If the ending could be rewritten.
But it sounds like with the mouth movement.
What would?
So I don't know. But that's a little like another layer of mystery to this character that was already pretty mysterious, which is totally contrast. I mean, not totally, but somewhat contrasted by our next character, Hugo, who got announced today. Like, I think of this recording, maybe like an hour or two ago, it was announced. Like, where does it say here? It should almost say here. No, I don't want to watch it.
Apologies for the intrusion. I'm Hugo. Let's just say I'm something of a collector.
Wow, that is such a different vibe than we got with Vivian. That's such like a party vibe. I mean, I know he's practically putting on a party with this auction thing they have in the plot, right? But compared to how just like ethereal,
sometimes what you can't see
this is like gentle and ethereal. But Hugo's got a party going on.
Apologies for the intrusion.
They even got a spotlight.
Let's just say I'm something of a collector.
They didn't show off the weapon here, but that's his scythe all packed up, which is really cool. Is anyone besides me getting like Ruby from Ruby vibes out of this character a lot? Like a packed up scythe that shoots good things. Apparently, I don't know. Did they get like a lot of inspiration for that? Can't be the only person with the scythe that shoots guns. So it's like maybe not that original, but it's just what comes to mind. And here we get the confirmation that Hugo is ice attack. So another ice DPS for us since Miyabi, which that's going to be pretty interesting to see how Hugo compares to Miyabi, right? Because in lore and in gameplay, Miyabi is without question our strongest overall character, and basically out DPSs everybody except so far like a couple characters in their own attribute types. Like I think Evelyn against fire weakness does more damage than Miyabi, but it's funny that Miyabi can compete with that, right? When it's not an attribute weakness that she can take advantage of. It'll be interesting seeing if that's what we get here. While Miyabi could and can remain the strongest overall character, will her ice, with her advantage over ice be equal to more or less than Hugo? because then that would this is going to do a lot of answering about whether power creep is actually happening. I mean, it is happening. There's no doubt about it. Our limited characters are getting a little bit stronger, but they're not out. They're not yet outclassing anybody, with maybe the exception of Ellen, because again, it's Miyabi, Ice, Void Hunter. Sort of does outclass Ellen. Ellen's still very good and still viable in in-game content without any doubt. But you can tell there's a huge difference in power there, especially when it's talking about ice weakness. Miyabi is going to be your better choice every time. And we're talking about like M6 Ellen can't beat like M0 M1 Miyabi. So here's our new ice attack character, just like Ellen. Will he also be weaker compared to Miyabi when it comes to ice? As stronger? That's going to tell us a lot about how power creep is going to start. And power scaling, power creep is going to be going for the next while. Here we got some quotes from him. My dear friend, I'll be back like an avalanche. Geez, that sounds like a really good song lyric. Like an avalanche should almost be the name of a song. The world isn't fair. That's precisely why we must take certain necessary measures. Haha, I was just joking around. A gentleman as palace as myself would naturally never do anything improper. Wouldn't you agree? Being coy, isn't he? Again, another confirmation of the Mockingbird faction that he's in. Lycan's got a choice quote about him. It's precisely because we are living in an era of disasters that I cannot acknowledge the so-called justice he believes in. Carving out a malignant tumor forcibly with sharp claws will ultimately leave only a scar named vengeance. Man, that is a sweet line from Lycan, and I guess that's why they're not so buddy-buddy. I mean, I think even in the 1.6 special program, we saw a little confrontation between them. I mean, physically and ideologically. So it'll be fun. It'll be great to see all that play out in 1.6. Which is like 5 days from now. I'm excited. Compared to mutual interests, blood ties are a stronger shackle. That is why I am quite at ease with your despicable and insidious nature. Ooh, yeah, some random nobleman really likes how he does things. A charity event, in reality, is nothing more than a method for those self-righteous hypocrites to collude in secret. Criminals, the Mockingbirds should be considered a hero instead. I think that's a typo right there. The Mockingbirds, or the Mockingbird. I guess if you're calling the group, the Mockingbird should. I feel like there should be a should there. Should be considered a hero instead. The Mockingbird be considered. Is that a real sentence? The Mockingbird be considered a hero instead? I don't think so. I feel like there should be a should in there. Top rated comment under another used article about a collection thief incident. Know your counterfeit currency to prevent counterfeit scams. Everyone has a responsibility to protect your Denny's. Only you can prevent Denny fires, or something like that. It feels like the PSA from New Eridu Public Security. So yeah, I am totally not rolling for this guy. I'm quite happy with my two existing ICE DPS. My anomaly-based one in Miyabi, of course, and her being the Void Hunter, she was an easy choice. And then I got Ellen early, for reasons. She's good, especially after I got her engine. What was it, like earlier in this patch? I think, has it only been that long? I feel it was like a lot longer ago. But yeah, earlier in this patch, when her engine was available, I pulled for it, and that really helped me round out her character, so I can use her in endgame content. Who knows how long that will last, especially now that we're going to have power creep coming our way with Hugo here. But again, we're going to see how he comes out and how that affects power creep overall and power scaling as we go through new characters. But yeah, that's it. This is the new character.
For the intrusion. I'm Hugo. Let's just say I'm something of a collector.
Man, this faction really goes hard on the purple, and I don't hate it. I really like purple. Purple's one of my favorite colors.
People often mask their true intentions. Sometimes, what you can't see is the real truth.
Striking red eyes. Apparently, I have a thing for red-eyed agents. I think. Doesn't Jane have red eyes? Am I just making that up, or am I making a fan fiction I wrote canon? Part of my head canon. I don't know. I don't remember. Won't bother looking it up. Anyway, this is all I wanted to get into. We have these new characters up. Vivian is definitely who I'm going to go for. I'm definitely going to throw the polys at her. And thanks to her, I'm probably not going to pull Julian anymore, which breaks my heart because I wanted Julian on the roster. She's definitely one of those characters I really enjoy seeing as part of this world. I didn't pull for her just because it was new enough that I didn't know what I was lacking. I didn't know what I should and shouldn't have gone for. Like in retrospect, no, there's no retrospect. It doesn't matter anymore, right? It doesn't matter anymore. I got Ellen. They didn't get Julian. It is what it is. Dang, I would have been unhappy of not getting Ellen if I'd gotten Julian over Ellen. It's just what it is. I realized the other day that I have like all but 2 of the characters that have been released, and that is me being way too too spendy with my polychrome. I really gotta, and I'm not gonna do any better because I'm already saying that I want to pull almost all the rerun characters except for Julian, and then this character. I guess in essence I'm being more conservative. I'm not pulling any of the new limited characters in this next patch. So except I'm gonna pull for Bernice rerun. So I mean there goes that. It cancels out. Okay. Anyway, yeah, things have changed. This looks great. I can't wait to see gameplay of her. I mean that might be the only thing that like makes me not pull for her is if her gameplay stinks, but that's not likely. They've hit it out of the park every time. Zone 0. So yeah. So what do y'all think? Now that you see Vivian and Hugo in the flesh, that change anything about what you're going to do, what you're thinking, your pulling program? Is it destroyed like mine? Tell me in the comments below. Like and subscribe to this video. I appreciate you all staying tuned to hear my thoughts. And yeah, look out for that shipping video I want to do at some point. But yeah, talk to you another time. Goodbye, everybody. Adios.